Hello everybody, Bruce here from rootsoflife.org. In this video on this very auspicious spot of Osugi Gongen, the very site of Mike Usui's enlightenment and the very birthplace of our practice, Usui Reiki Roho, I wanted to take a moment and explore a topic about Reiki that I think resonates with the energy of this very place. And that is either this or that. If this, then that. If not this, then not that. Let me explain what I mean by that. You see, here we are at Osugi Gongen, the spot, if you want to say, where Reiki was given to us. But Reiki has always been with us, right? It has always been a practice that is innately part of our story, because our story as humans, is indeed part of the cosmic story, as a part of all things, right? And so if we have that cosmic story of all things, we have this, then we have that. That meaning the human experience that arises within the cosmic experience. We can't have one without the other. And I think it's really beautiful here at Osugi Gongen at this very moment, as I'm filming this video right now. This area is undergoing a rebirth or a revival. There was a typhoon that came through here a number of years ago now, about 6 years ago, a little bit more, and wiped out a lot of the old trees. And indeed, Osugi Gongen itself, the tree that was next to the temple here where the purported enlightenment may have taken place, is now taken down. It's flat. It is now toppled and it is decomposing. It is going through the natural cycle of life. If there's this, then there's that. If there's not this, then there's not that, right? So if there is Osugi Gongen, then there is Reiki. If there is Mike Usui, then there is Reiki, right? We are in this constant dance of arising. One begats the other, begats the other, begats the other, right? We're in a constant story or a somersault through our experience. However, the question that I want to pose is, what if we take away the experience? What if instead of this, we look at without this, right? Because even here, okay, we are at the very place. These roots behind me are purported to be the area where Usui Sensei, the story goes that he ripped his toenail on one of these roots and used Reiki to immediately heal it. But where is Mike Usui? Where is he, right? Where is the history of the practice? If we look at it as if it is still existing right now, then we seek and we look for attachment, we look for meaning, right? There's a way to supersede that experience. There's a way to transcend that experience. That if we recognize that maybe it was here, and so maybe Mike Usui was here, and now he's not, right? Maybe his toenail was damaged here, but now it's not. And so if it's not now, then there's nothing existing. And if nothing exists, where do we find ourselves? We arrive back at the meaning of Reiki, or Daikomyo, the energy of all things, right? If there's this, then there's that. If we practice Reiki because we think that it is a healing modality, then we are suffering because we are attaching to the body. If there's no body, there's no healing, right? If there is Mike Usui among us, walking with us, residing with us, right? Then because of him, there's that. Maybe hope in your own healing journey. Maybe the idea that you need somebody else to help you get there. Maybe the idea of putting our faith in somebody else. If there's this, then there's that. If there's no this, then there's no that. So what if we take away the story, right? What if we surrender into the self? If there's pain in the body, what happens if we let go of the body? Again, here we are in the beautiful stillness of Osugi Gongen. The beautiful tranquility of this space. It's quite amazing, actually, as I'm filming this video. There's literally nobody here. It's completely quiet. A beautiful sunset behind me, right? It's still, it's quiet. And so in that stillness, what if I can find that same level of stillness inside myself? What if this place, if this creates a story that inside myself I can find a level of stillness or a level of peace, right? What if this here is allowing me to let go of this so that this becomes this not, if that makes sense? If this space, and the reason why this space is so powerful and it's so beautiful and it's so sacred is because there's an ability here for this thing called Osugi Gongen or Mount Kurama to allow us to find stillness inside. And so as Mount Kurama ceases to exist, the body and the mind cease to exist. If the body and the mind cease to exist, even if just for 1 second or a split second, even if for the first time in your life that you might recognize that, well then where are you, right? You are arriving at Daikomyo. If we can find that level of stillness, then we might be able to find that even here in this beautiful stillness of Osugi Gongen, that this is already residing within you. And if you can recognize this stillness in you, if you can recognize Mike Usui in you, if you can recognize everything in the universe as being a part of you, well then, what happens if you let go of your own awareness? Again, even if for just 1 second, if you're able to let go of the self, well then where are you? You're simultaneously here at Osugi Gongen. You're also Mike Usui. You're also everything else in the universe because you're nothing at all. And if we're nothing, then nothing can arise, right? We're not creating any meaning or friction in our existence. We're simply being with everything. And the beauty of that, I know it might sound really far-fetched. I get that. I know that it might sound unobtainable. But I've said this in a couple of my other videos. The beauty is you've already obtained it. You're already enlightened. You're already an enlightened being. You just need to come back to your true self. And let me explain why. Because the moment that you find no self, the moment that you find no Osugi Gongen, the moment that you fully become Osugi Gongen by recognizing that you already are Osugi Gongen, in that one moment lies the entire universe. And so in that one moment, if you exist at any time in your entire trajectory of your lives, if it happens to you, which it has to happen, then you're already there, right? Because nothing exists and everything exists at the same time. And so I find it to be really beautiful and really encouraging here at the birthplace of Reiki, Osugi Gongen, to find a moment to make this video for all of you when nobody's here. Nobody except the sunset. It's a bit overwhelming to me. It's a bit magical, to be honest. There's just stillness. I hope that the stillness that is in this video and in this space can permeate your mind and your body. I hope that it can help you settle in a little bit deeper into the self. And I hope that it can allow you to sink a little bit further away from our attachments to our suffering. If we can find this stillness inside of us, then we can supersede the resistance in all of us. As always, to all be well and In Gassho.